at Dry Creek Wrangler School. We need to put some more hay out for the horses this afternoon, and I thought this would be a good chance to make a video. And as you guys know, Mama she's out here with me now a lot more because all the kids are gone, so she's wanting to learn everything. She wants to do everything and she wants to learn everything, which is great. I strongly support that, and it pleases me greatly, and I enjoy having her with me. However, there are some things that she says, I want to do that, can I do that? And I have to say no. One of the things that she wants to do, that she has asked to do, is I want to learn to drive the tractor. And I said no. Now, she's perfectly capable of driving a tractor. That's not the issue. The thing is, right now, the only thing that we're using the tractor for is moving these big round bales of hay. And that's dangerous. Especially dangerous on a tractor that's this small. And so, for you folks that are just getting into the life, starting your own farm, starting a homestead, going to work on a ranch, going to work on a farm, going to work at a boarding stable, the deadliest, most dangerous piece of equipment. Mouse has come up, he sees that bale of hay there, and he's like, hey. That's what that rattling is, he's on the fence. The most dangerous and deadly piece of equipment on any farm, on any ranch, is usually going to be the tractor. And the thing that will kill you or cripple you the fastest using a tractor is moving round bales of hay. All right? It's all physics, it's all weight, it's all momentum. Now, this tractor is a 25 horse Kubota 4-wheel drive, and it's big enough to pick the bale up. Now that bale of hay probably weighs about 1,000 pounds, all right? But I have to keep the bush hog on the back of the tractor to give enough weight to be able to pick that bale up. Now, if I'm just picking the bale up and going over there and putting it out for the horses, we're okay. If I move easy, and I can't, in the purview of a video, I can't give you all the dangers of tractor driving. That's not what I'm going to try to do. But where people get into trouble moving these big, heavy, round bales of hay is when they pick them up. Now, physics, if you take an arch, okay, an arc, as you come up, okay, let's stay straight out here, all right? As you pick something up, I really do want to illustrate this. Let me see what I got here. All right, cigar cutter, okay? Straight out. So your bar is straight out, the bell is straight out, all right? But as you come up higher, if you don't understand it and don't adjust for it, then it starts tilting, okay? And the bell, instead of the bell being straight out, the bell winds up going straight up. Now, you would think you would see that and it would be obvious. But a lot of people are killed every year on farms and ranches because they wind up coming up and they dump that bale of hay off and on top of them. And here you are. And so you really got to pay attention and know what you're doing. If you go up high to pull a bale of hay off of a stack, then the physics of it's very, very important. All right, it's just really dangerous. Now, Mama, if you'll just from right there, if you'll just look at the forks there, I'll come down here and point it out. Now, what this is a spear. There's a spear here and one on each side. Now, a lot of times what people will do is they'll take and have a welder weld big bars up here, flat bars up here to catch it. But it's still a danger. Tractors have been killing people ever since they first came out, okay? My dad lost a good friend not too long ago. He was an older gentleman that had been farming and doing this his whole life, all right? But he went to put out a round bale of hay, and then when he put it out, he backed up, went to cut the strings off the bell. You don't leave the strings on it. And he didn't set the brakes on his tractor. And he was kind of on a hillside. He was in Kentucky. Everything's hills in Kentucky. And the tractor rolled over top of him. It's not, we don't think and we don't realize. The other thing is what will happen when you have a load is you'll be going along and there'll be a rock on this uphill side, downhill, and a hole down here. And that rock will pick up the tractor and the hole will drop this side of the tractor and these things will flip and roll. Now back here on this one, I have the roll bar laid down because the tractor wouldn't fit in the barn where I had the hay over there with this standing up, so I've got it down, but there's not a whole lot there. And so we're gonna do 2 or 3 things here today, some tips and stuff that if you're just starting out, you may not know, you may not realize around the place that you need to be aware of. And you need to be aware that the fastest way to get dead or seriously injured on one of these places is with a tractor, okay? And so as always, we want to be logical, we want to be reasonable, and we want to be safe, okay? And then we can go have fun on the tractor. All right, now let's go see what other tip we can come up with. All right. What we did there is I was coming up, I lowered the bell, came up, flattened the bell out, came out, flattened the bell out. Then I went over here. Right now we've had so much rain, there's so much mud and everywhere that I'm putting the hay out here on a high spot. So I came over here, dropped the bell upright. Now again, if you're just starting out, some people will think that if you leave the strings on the bell, it'll help hold it together and there won't be so much wasted. And what you'll do is you'll get it tangled around your horse's legs, tangled around their feet, tangled around their neck, and it's really dangerous, all right? A little bit of wasted hay is not worth the price of putting your horses in danger, all right? So you go in and you cut the bells, you cut the strings off the bell. The other thing is, and you're always paying attention, if you notice here, as soon as I got done and the horses started coming in, I lifted those spears up in the air. Because what's going to happen is they're going to come up to get hay here, and Tank, because this is what always happens, Tank's going to run one of them off, and they're going to be jostling for around this bell. And somebody's going to come tearing around that bell, and they're going to run right into that spear. All right, you have to do your horse's thinking. Remember, they're instinct animals. They're not always thinking logically and watching out for danger, okay? So it's all about safety. So we dropped it over there. We picked the spear up before I turned the tractor off and started talking to you. And now when Mama's done videoing here, she's going to climb over there because she's younger than I am. And she's going to cut those strings off, okay? But she's going to be careful, okay? She's going to be careful because what'll happen here, if she doesn't watch it, Tank will decide that Mouse is getting his hay, all right? And so Tank will pin his ears and he'll squeal and he'll lunge at Mouse, and to get away, Mouse will come around this side of the bell, and Mama will be bent down there to cut the strings off, and he'll run right slam over top of her, which he did the other day. All right, so you're always thinking, you can never turn your brain off when you're doing this work. You never turn your brain off, and you never stop paying attention. Okay? All right. So now we're gonna go on. You know what? This is a good short video on a good subject, and we're just gonna call this good here. Okay? I'm gonna put some more out. I'm gonna do more stuff like this to help. And so if you like it, click like, subscribe if you haven't. Send this to somebody that you think it might help, and then just remember all the doodahs we put on the end. Okay? We do have a podcast now. Dry Creek Wrangler Podcast, and of course we got the Patreon and Momma's deal, Dry Creek Momma, and then the Rumble account, which I need to get something on there. I got a new rifle, and probably get something on there pretty quick about that. All right, so again, I'm gonna say it again. I said it over there. Be logical. It's not all about the dream. It's not all heartland, okay? It's not all pretty paint horses and running around. It's work, and it's heavy stuff, and it's dangerous stuff. And so you can never stop thinking, all right? So you gotta be logical. You have to be reasonable, and you have to be safe. Only then can you be fun, because it ain't no fun laid up, wrapped up in plaster of Paris in a hospital somewhere because you're all bunged up. Okay, logical, reasonable, safe, and then have fun. We'll catch you guys next time. So now everything has a purpose. There's a right way, a better way to do everything. So I explained to Momma to go in right there. Now, so she has Tank there on her right, and she has Mouse over here on her left. So Tank will not run over her. Tank will not try to drive her off the hay. And Mouse will not either. But if she came down the fence, and then Tank went to run Mouse off, Mouse would come around, she would be hunkered down like she is now, cutting the strings, and he would run over her. So this is where you know your horses, you understand horses, you watch your horses all the time when you're not out doing something with them, so you know their personalities, you know who gets along, you know who does not get along, who's going to bully who. And so this is where that thinking always comes in. When I go out there, this horse is going to do this horse is going to do this is going to happen. So if I come in at this position right here, then I'm in a safer position. I'm in a safer place. And it's the little things. It's the little things that'll get you. It's the little things that are important. Okay? Okay. So here we go.
Waylon has to be a part of everything.
That's right.
That's why he's built for a dog.
You notice how she's being careful to make sure she gets all the strings.
Okay.
You got it all.
Got it all.
Victory. And you didn't get run over.
I did not.
Did not get stepped on.